The concept of Jannah, paradise, is the most beautiful promise that Allah has given to those who strive to live in obedience and faith. It is not just a reward, it is a destination of eternal peace, endless joy, and unimaginable beauty. Every believer dreams of entering Jannah, but few truly understand that Jannah has levels, degrees of closeness to Allah, stages of honor, and ranks of spiritual success. Some people will enter Jannah with ease, while others will climb gradually through their deeds, their sincerity, and their patience. The question we must all ask ourselves is not just, will I enter Jannah, but which level of Jannah am I striving for? Imagine walking through gates that never close in a world where sorrow, pain, and fear have vanished forever. Rivers flow beneath gardens filled with light, laughter fills the air, and every heart is completely at peace. This is not a dream. This is reality for those who lived with faith and struggled to please their Creator. The levels of Jannah are not random. They are built by the effort of hearts that refused to give up, tongues that remembered Allah often, and hands that served others sincerely. The first level of Jannah is for those who believed and tried. They may have stumbled, they may have sinned, but they never abandoned repentance. They held on to faith even when it was hard. These are the people whose faith was not perfect, but whose hearts were sincere. Allah will honor them with peace and safety, reminding them that their struggle was not wasted. Then there are those who went beyond obedience. They loved worship. Their hearts found peace in prayer. Their eyes softened with tears and remembrance. Their days were filled with gratitude. They did not just follow Islam out of duty, but out of love. For them, Jannah is a higher level, a place of light, where their souls find eternal satisfaction. They did not seek the world's approval, they sought Allah's pleasure alone. And then there are the people who lived entirely for Allah. Their patience in hardship, their mercy toward others, their selfless acts of kindness, all of it raised them closer to the highest level of Jannah. These are the ones who gave even when they had little, forgave even when they were hurt, and prayed for those who wronged them. They lived by the belief that this life is temporary and that every act of goodness, no matter how small, is a step toward eternity. The highest level of Jannah is for those who dedicated their hearts completely to Allah. It is not reserved for prophets alone. It is for the believers who lived with sincerity, so deep that their actions reflected pure love and humility. These are the people who remembered Allah in secret, who wept in the night when no one saw them, who gave quietly without seeking recognition. They are closest to Allah in the next life, because they were closest to Him in this one. The beauty of Jannah is that everyone will be completely satisfied. No one will envy another. Even the person in the lowest level will feel as if they have everything they ever desire. Yet the one in the highest level, Al-Firdaus, will experience something beyond imagination, to be in the presence of Allah, to feel His mercy and light, without distance, to finally meet the one they loved, the one they prayed to, the one they trusted when the world turned away. There is no greater joy, no greater success, no greater reward. To reach these levels, we must understand that Jannah is not earned through words alone. It is attained through action, sincerity, and consistency. Every small act counts. The smile you give, the prayer you guard, the sin you resist, all of it builds your home in Jannah. Many people wait for big opportunities to do good, but Jannah is built through the small ones we often overlook. Every act of kindness is a brick in your palace. Every prayer is a door. Every moment of patience is a step closer to eternity. Allah does not ask us to be perfect. He asks us to be persistent. Even when you fall, rise again. Even when your faith feels weak, hold on to hope. Allah looks at your effort, not just your success. A person may fall 1,000 times, but if their heart remains attached to Allah, their path to Jannah remains open. The doors of paradise are for the ones who keep trying, who never lose faith in mercy, and who continue to believe that Allah is greater than their sins. But how can one climb higher in Jannah? By increasing sincerity. Sincerity transforms ordinary actions into eternal reward. Two people can perform the same prayer, give the same charity, fast the same day, but one's intention may lift them to the highest rank, while the other remains at the surface. When you act for Allah alone, without seeking attention or praise, your deeds gain weight in the sight of heaven. Another way is through service. Jannah is not reached alone. It is reached by those who lift others along the way. Every time you help someone, relieve their pain, guide them toward goodness, or protect them from harm, you are not only improving their life, you are purifying your own soul. The Prophet taught us that the best of people are those who bring benefit to others. Serving others selflessly is one of the most powerful paths to higher ranks in Jannah. Patience is another key. Every hardship you endure with patience raises your rank. When you lose something you love and still say, I trust Allah, you build your home in paradise. When you face betrayal, illness, poverty, or fear, and you respond with faith, you are climbing the steps of Jannah without even realizing it. Every tear of patience, every moment of silence when you could have complained, every act of forgiveness instead of revenge, these are the unseen wings that lift you higher. Forgiveness is also a ladder to Jannah. Holding grudges burns your heart, but forgiving others frees it. When you forgive not because they deserve it, but because you seek Allah's mercy, you earn His forgiveness in return. The people of Jannah are those who let go of hate, who purified their hearts, who wished good even for those who wronged them. That purity is what allows them to enter paradise with peace in their hearts. And finally, love for the sake of Allah. When you love someone not for gain, not for beauty, not for comfort, but simply because they remind you of Allah, you build a bond that will last beyond death. Such love is honored in the next life. Friends who loved one another for Allah's sake will be seated together in light, smiling and rejoicing because their friendship led them both to Jannah. The journey to Jannah begins now, in how you pray, how you forgive, how you treat others, how you carry your heart through trials. Every day is a chance to rise higher. Do not settle for the minimum when Allah invites you to greatness. Seek al-Firdaus, even if you feel unworthy. Ask for the highest level even if you are struggling. Allah's mercy is not limited to the perfect. It is open to the sincere. So, as you walk through this life, keep your eyes on that eternal goal. Remember that Jannah is closer than you think, but it requires effort, patience, and love. Strive every day to build it through your faith, your kindness, and your remembrance. And when your journey ends, may your name be called among those who are told, enter paradise in peace. There, all pain will fade. Every sacrifice will make sense. Every tear will turn to joy. And the first moment you see your place in Jannah, you will realize that every hardship was worth it, that every prayer mattered, that every time you trusted Allah in darkness, you were walking toward light. And in that eternal garden beneath skies that never fade, you will be surrounded by peace. You will meet those you loved for Allah's sake, and above all, you will be near to Him. That is the ultimate success, the greatest reward, the eternal home. So live for it, strive for it, and never lose hope in it. Because Jannah is not just a dream, it is your destiny. If you keep your heart steadfast on the path of faith, every step you take in this life is a step toward one of two destinations. Every decision, every sacrifice, every moment of patience is a step up or down. The path to Jannah is not smooth or simple. It is a climb, steep and challenging, full of moments when your heart feels heavy and your soul feels tired. But every time you continue moving, every time you choose faith over frustration, you are drawing closer to eternity. The climb is not about speed. It is about consistency. It is about taking one more step, even when you feel like stopping. Every hardship you face becomes a piece of that journey. Every tear you shed becomes a drop of mercy waiting for you in the next life. The road to Jannah demands effort because something so beautiful, so eternal, cannot be earned easily. It asks you to fight your desires, to control your anger, to forgive when it hurts. It asks you to give when you have little, to trust when you don't understand, to stay kind even when others are cruel. The climb is not meant to break you. It is meant to build you. Every struggle shapes your soul into something worthy of paradise. Every trial teaches you humility, patience, and strength. Every disappointment reminds you that the world is temporary and that your true home is waiting beyond the gates of Jannah. When you hold back a harsh word, you are climbing. When you forgive someone who wronged you, you are rising higher. When you choose truth over comfort, modesty over attention, worship over distraction, you are taking another step closer to your eternal home. You may not see the results of these actions now, but they are being recorded with precision. Every quiet moment of sincerity, every private act of repentance, every hidden good deed, it all counts. Each of these moments adds to your spiritual height, raising you in the eyes of Allah. And yes, sometimes the climb feels lonely. Sometimes you will look around and see others enjoying worldly pleasures while you struggle to stay pure and your heart may ache. But remember, those who chase the world are climbing a mountain that collapses beneath them, while you are climbing one that leads to everlasting peace. You may feel exhausted now, but the view at the top will erase every pain you ever felt. When you finally reach your destination, when you stand before your Lord and He welcomes you with peace, every hardship will melt away. The struggles of this life will seem smaller than a drop in an ocean. The climb toward Jannah is not for the perfect. It is for the persistent. It is for those who fall but refuse to stay down. It is for those who keep praying even when their hearts feel empty, who keep trusting even when life tests them. The people who reach Jannah are not those who never sinned, but those who never gave up turning back to Allah. They stumbled, they cried, they doubted, but they kept walking. And each time they returned to Allah, He lifted them higher step by step until they reached a place no pain could touch. Your climb will not look like anyone else. Some climb through patience and poverty, others through gratitude and wealth. Some climb through silent service, others through prayer and tears. Some climb through forgiving those who wounded them deep. Every person's mountain is different, but the destination is the same. A home where your heart will finally rest. A place where no one will hurt you, where no pain will reach you, where no loss will haunt you. The climb is temporary, but the peace is eternal. When you are tempted to give up, remind yourself why you began. You did not start this journey for people's praise or worldly reward. You began it for Allah. The world will distract you, whisper that the climb is too hard, that it's not worth it. But those whispers fade, and what remains is the promise of your Lord, that every sacrifice, every moment of faith, every act of patience is worth more than the whole world and everything in it. And when you reach the top, when Allah allows you to enter your eternal home, you will look back at every test and finally understand why it had to be so hard. You will see that every unanswered prayer was protecting you, every delay was guiding you, every hardship was purifying you. You will finally see the wisdom behind every pain, and in that moment, every scar will turn into light, every tear into joy, every heartbreak into gratitude. The climb is not forever. The struggle is not endless. One day you will take your last step, and the gates of Jannah will open before you. Angels will greet you with peace, the scent of paradise will fill the air, and every moment of exhaustion will vanish. You will walk through gardens where the ground feels like silk, where laughter never fades, where the hearts of believers are pure and unite. And when you finally see your home, built from your prayers, your patience, your trust, you will smile through tears of joy, realizing it was all worth it. Jannah was not built for the ones who lived an easy life. It was built for those who endured with faith, who loved with sincerity, who served with humility, who never lost hope. So keep climbing, even when you are tired. Keep believing, even when you cannot see the way. Keep forgiving, even when it hurts, because one day, you will stand before Allah, and He will tell you, your climb is over. Welcome home. And in that moment, all the pain will disappear, all the struggles will fade, and only peace will remain. You will understand that every step, every hardship, every moment of patience was guiding you here to eternal comfort, endless love, and everlasting joy. The climb was hard, but the destination was worth everything. Imagine that moment when everything finally makes sense, when every hardship that once broke your heart turns into a story of mercy, when every tear that once fell in silence becomes a gem that shines in the gardens of eternity. You are standing before the gates of paradise, and there is no fear left in your heart, no sadness, no regret, only peace. The kind of peace this world could never give you. The angels smile at you with warmth beyond human understanding and say, "Peace be upon you. You have done well, so enter forever." You walk forward, trembling not from fear, but from awe. The ground beneath you is soft and glowing. The air feels alive. Every scent carries peace. Every sound feels like music that reaches the soul. And then you realize you have arrived home. This is not a home of walls or bricks. It is a home made of your patience, your prayers, your moments of forgiveness, your secret acts of goodness. It was being built all along, quietly, piece by piece. Every time you chose faith when it would have been easier to give up. Every time you smiled through pain, forgave when you wanted to be angry, prayed when your heart was heavy, and trusted when you didn't understand. You were laying the foundation of this eternal home. And now, standing at its door, you finally see how every single hardship was shaping your place in Jannah. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was forgotten. Imagine seeing the home that your Lord prepared for you, so personal, so perfect, every detail reflecting your journey. The gardens flow with rivers that glisten like light. Trees bend gently to offer fruit. The breeze carries the scent of contentment. There is no hunger, no thirst, no exhaustion, no pain, just complete satisfaction. You hear laughter that fills your heart with joy, voices of those you loved who also made it home. Families reunited, friends embracing, no jealousy, no envy, no sorrow. Everyone's heart is pure, filled only with love and gratitude. You see faces radiant with happiness, hearts at rest, eyes filled with light. You finally understand that this was the place your soul was always longing for. And then you hear your name being called, not by angels, but by the one who created you, the one you prayed to in darkness, who heard you when no one else did, who forgave you when you fell, who loved you when you thought you were unworthy. You turn and your soul trembles not from fear, but from the overwhelming love and majesty of that moment. Your Lord looks upon you with mercy, and every regret disappears. You realize that every moment of faith, every act of patience, every tear you shed was seen, counted, and rewarded far beyond what you ever imagined. You realize that Allah never left you for a second. Through every hardship, every heartbreak, every loss, He was carrying you home. You fall in prostration, not out of duty, but out of overwhelming gratitude. All those prayers you made on cold nights, the fasting when you were tired, the forgiveness that took everything in you, it all led to this. Every moment of obedience, even the smallest one, mattered. Every step you took toward Allah, He took many more toward you. Every time you stumbled but chose to rise again, the gates of mercy opened wide. You finally understand that Allah's promise was true all along, that those who believe, who stay patient, who trust Him through life's storms, will be welcomed home with peace beyond imagination. Think about that home. Imagine its gates opening wide, just for you. The angels guiding you inside, saying, "This is what you were promised. This is your reward for what you used to do." The walls glow with beauty beyond description. The rivers sing softly. The gardens stretch endlessly, and the air feels alive with joy. The feeling that fills your heart is something no language can capture. It's a peace that makes every pain, every test, every lonely night worth it. You realize that what you lost in the world was never truly lost. It was being stored for you here, multiplied and perfected. And as you walk through your home, you see signs of your journey everywhere. Every hardship that once broke you has been turned into light. Every tear is now a pearl. Every sacrifice is now a gift. You see the doors you opened for others when you were struggling yourself, the kindness you gave when you needed it most, the prayers you made for people who never knew. They have all come back to you as blessings beyond measure. You see that every moment you trusted Allah, even when it hurt, became a part of this eternal happiness. Then comes the most beautiful moment of all, the moment Allah welcomes you personally. You are standing in front of your Creator, the one who knows every thought, every secret, every struggle you ever faced. You are trembling, but His mercy overwhelms your fear. He tells you that He has forgiven you, that He is pleased with you, that your efforts were never in vain, that every act of faith, no matter how small, reached Him, that every moment you remembered Him, He remembered you, that every hardship was designed to bring you closer, to raise your rank, to purify your soul. You will understand then that Allah was never testing you to hurt you. He was preparing you. Every loss was shaping your heart. Every delay was protecting your soul. Every unanswered prayer was building your eternal reward. And in that moment of divine welcome, you will realize that everything you went through was out of love. The pain was a path. The patience was a bridge. The faith was the key. And now the door has opened. This is the day you waited for your whole life. The day when you are finally free. The day when sorrow ends. When fear vanishes. When joy becomes everlasting. You are finally home. And as you walk through the gardens, you look back at your life on earth and whisper, "It was all worth it." Every tear, every test, every night of struggle, all of it was worth it. because now you are home, and this home will never fade, never end, never be taken away. This is eternal peace. This is Allah's promise fulfilled. This is the moment when your soul rests forever in His mercy.